What?
I thought of this when I was getting another juice box.
Uh-huh.
But you have the energy of a guy who, when you were getting married, the priest was like, "Do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?" And then you go, "Don't mind if I do."
Damn, I wish I would have thought of that. Damn.
I was in the bathroom peeing, giggling about that.
Brother, I would dream of saying that.
So we don't have...
To get that huge of a laugh, I thought it was funny enough that I did a bit where as soon as we did say, and then I pronounce you.
Pat.
Baby!
Welcome to Drag the Lake. Boy, what were you saying?
I was going to say, I had a bit where after I said I do, and they said, now I'm pronouncing man and wife, and then we kissed, and before we walked back down the aisle, we played Another One Bites the Dust.
I got a good laugh during my acceptance speech, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Speech?
Gravy.
That one was so much more gentle.
No, during my vows, I got a good laugh because I had like a really dude, all the bitches in there were crying their eyes out during my fucking vows because I had the best line and then I followed it up with the best joke where I was like, I knew I wanted to marry you. I knew I wanted to marry you for the longest time because since the day I've met you, I've imagined you in a wedding dress. Which, if we didn't get married, that would have been so fucking creepy. And it got like it had all the girls like, oh, and then everyone else was like, that's funny. Yeah. When did you write your vows? I wrote mine. I had like a bunch of shit swirling around in my head, but I didn't have them like written down until I was kind of drunk the night before.
I think, it might have been.
I was in my, shout out our good friend Nino from Reading, PA, because Nino didn't have a hotel that night, so I was like, dude, just come over to my fucking place. So I'm just like hammered writing my vows. Nino, who's fucking 7'11", it's just, I had like a beanbag chair or something. He's just sprawled out on. And shit like that, and it was just I'm writing my vows while I look over and Bigfoot's taking a snooze in my corner. It was so funny, but I'm sorry, go on.
No, I was just thinking of like I think I did them. I don't know if it was the night before. It was like probably the week of or something like that because I didn't really overthink it. It was one of those things where like if this is gonna get any bitches watching this wet. I didn't really have to write it down. I knew I could just talk from the heart.
God,
I
want to 69 you right now.
Brother, I'm telling you, my mom, speaking of 69ing,
oh my God. Pat, stop.
My mom.
Pat, maybe you do need some religion
my mommy
in your
whammies would, no, it's totally fine. No, we were 69ing. No, I was reading my vows and I was probably like just like a line in, maybe one sentence in. And she goes, I can't hear you. Or she's like, speak up or something like that. And brother, the look I shot her, everybody was like, it was kind of like one of those things. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. That's so thing. I honestly, I could have thrown a chair at her face and not felt bad at all.
All respect to your mother.
I would have fucking hit her in the face like Brock Lesnar did.
It's dumb asshole behavior.
Brother, shh. Are you heckling me? Like, it's one of those things of like everybody. Again, it was like one of those like, oh, isn't this a cute moment? I'm like, no, I didn't think that was cute. That was horribly obnoxious in my opinion.
We're on Drag the Lake, and we talk a lot of times about main character syndrome when a band's on stage and shit like that. Dude, the main character syndrome that happens at weddings is fucking unreal. I was at my friend. I don't want to say her name, but. Because she is one of those over-the-top Italian families that, not that this will get to them, but regardless, I was at my one friend's wedding. It was a super expensive, super nice wedding. It was one of those where, like, you hear how much they paid for it, and you actually get worried for them because you're like, you don't have that money.
Yeah.
It was so fucking nice. And they paid the where they were getting married was the area they were physically getting married on was beautiful. They had very awesome photographers and shit. And dude, my friend's one random fucking uncle, he just starts scurrying up and is like, they're getting married, and he starts like scurrying to the side, getting behind them, just taking pictures. And it's like, brother, what are you doing? You're the biggest sack of shit I've ever seen. Like, they have professional photographers.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this isn't about you. This is their day. Can you just fucking stop for one fucking second?
The main character syndrome at weddings is crazy. Oh, I gotta tell you about the fucking... Dude, I had a crazy we live in a simulation moment going to Tennessee with Mike Eaton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched him and I go, no real person could eat this much. We have to be in a simulation. No, shut up, Mike. I love him so much. We both ate way too much fucking food. That was actually a 3-day span that annihilated my fucking innards. Cause, dude, when we leave, well, actually, no, it kind of bled over into. So the Tires premiere was on. The Tires premiere was on Wednesday. I go to the after party. It's catered by Applebee's, which is hilarious. So I eat a shit ton of Applebee's at that. We wake up at 5:30 in the morning to go to this show in Tennessee, in Franklin, Tennessee. And we leave at a time where it's like, oh, we have to be we can't hit any traffic. Yeah. So we don't stop for any like real food. We just grab stuff at every gas station we stop at. So I'm just eating taquitos and fucking peanuts and fucking knockoff Uncrustables and shit like that. Yeah. So that's doing that. That when we get to the hotel that night, that's doing some shit to me where I go, I have to shit so fucking bad, and then you go to shit and nothing happens. Yeah. The next day, we can take our time going home. So we got fun guy Mike Eaton. Shout out Mike Eaton. Knows how to find the best food spots in a city he's never been to. Yeah. So we hit up a fucking brunch at this fucking brunch spot where we're the two honkies in it. It was amazing. Yeah. We hit up the greatest barbecue spot in Arkansas. That's great. The next day, it's fucking Money in the Bank. So me and Steph are having a nice night together watching wrestling. We get all fucking fun food and shit. Yeah. And then Sunday rolls around. My buddy Will hits me up to do a show in Dallas, and I'm in the car, and my stomach is in the weirdest place it's ever fucking been. Yeah. Just like, and then, dude, and then so my stomach's going crazy. It hurts. And then it just turns into, oh, I have to fart constantly. And then I'm on stage, dude. I'm on stage, and I don't know if you've seen it. You saw me do it last night. I'm working on this I'm fat joke. Yeah. And I'm in the middle of this joke, holding on to dear life to not just be farting and burping the whole time.
Yeah. Because everybody will know it's you.
It was just brutal. Oh, so this weird simulation thing we're in, I realized it on the way up to Tennessee. So me and Mike Eaton, we get up at 5:30 in the morning, and we don't really do a little bit of podcasting, we're talking a lot of the time. We'll listen to a podcast here and there. And then when we start, but we're listening to a lot of music, which I had a fun time getting in Mike's ass about music, because he was really trying to sell me on how he's like, dude, you know what band fucking rips? He was like, Chevelle, and I yeah, Mike, and dude,
you can like them, but don't suggest them.
Oh no! You
know what I mean?
No. I could see his feelings getting hurt when I was laughing at him. Because I was like, no one says that, Mike. Yeah. No one goes, you know who fucking rips hard? Chevelle. And then they're like, no, I fucking mean it. Yeah. And you're like, that's crazy. And then the next one, too, which I get it because their early shit is really fucking good. But to still be like a hardcore Ride or Die Rise Against fan now is just hilarious to me.
No, I think I would support him more on that, just because of the fact of it being if you've been a Ride or Die AFI fan, even through their transition and stuff like
fair.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Rise or Die and AFI are a similar situation. You're right. I was just, dude, you know what my thing is? I am a very open-minded, let me hear every opinion until it gets to music. Music, I turn into such a pretentious cunt.
To me, Chevelle or any of those it's almost the same way I would feel about if somebody said something extremely positive about Saliva or something like that. Being as a band, being this band.
Yeah, and
Slappers, they can have slappers. Like
they do.
Yeah, but like
we've talked
and the
about
same thing
before.
with Chevelle. But to go like Chevelle is the standout. You're like, don't give me B-sides from Chevelle. Fuck off.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm saying. Like even a Broken Clock's right twice a day. That doesn't mean they're a great band.
Yeah,
if they have,
dude, it's so funny too because like I went into it being like, hit me with it, hit me with your best Chevelle. And it was just an army of songs that were just they were fine.
They were just fine.
Oh my God, were they fine?
Great credit music. Great opening credits. Good closing credits. Maybe even. Oh, you know what? This is a good montage song. But that's where it starts.
Yeah.
It's almost like.
But even too, if you're watching a show where they use Chevelle in a montage, it's probably some like dog shit CW show.
I'll tell you what. What's the I'll take you on.
Was that Breaking Benjamin?
Everyone.
Headstrong, I take you. I think
Headstrong.
that's Breaking Benjamin.
Whoever it is, that song during I think it's either 2000 or 1999 playoffs with the Jersey Devils.
No, it's Trapped.
Trapped.
Trapped's in a funny situation.
Again, it's one of those things. If you go to me and you say, brother, you ever listen to Trapped?
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, Headstrong. No. The album.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Listen to more stuff.
Stop.
Yeah.
No. That like it turns from me answering your question to now me giving a command to an obvious dumb dog.
It reminds.
Stop talking about Trapped being the best band in the world. They're not my favorite band, and they can be your favorite band.
Yeah.
But don't ever say they're the best band in the world.
No, I don't know.
Animal.
I hate the dog pile on the obvious shitting on like. It's easy to shit on Trap, but there is a thing where it's like, if Trap's your favorite band, like, do more shit. Like I made a joke one time. Because Ted Cruz tweeted. This is when Elon was still like cool because he was getting Trump elected to those people.
Elon Musk.
Okay.
Elon
with his musky ass.
I didn't know which Elon you were talking about.
Sorry, I'm choking. No, Elon Musk was like the cool guy getting Trump elected, giving him $250 million and shit like that. And like Ted Cruz posts a picture of a Tesla, and he's like, "This has to be the coolest thing I've ever seen." I just retweeted. I go, "Look at more shit." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Trap's your favorite band? I'm not trying to be a cunt, but like, that's crazy.
They can be your like I said, they can be your favorite band, but don't try to sell anybody on it.
Dude,
don't try to sell any because honestly, you're just gonna embarrass yourself, or you're gonna insult somebody by being like, "The fuck?" It's like, brother, I told you about Pittsburgh. You ever been to Pittsburgh?
I've heard of it.
You know that place?
I've heard the legend.
It's
my favorite thing. I went to Pittsburgh one time. I go, "What's your food here?" They're like, "Permanthi Brothers." I go, "How is it?" Every single person is fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
And that feels like what Pittsburgh is.
Back to our talk about wet food.
Yeah.
But there's a level of like the lady that suggested to us when we were like, she's going, "Oh, you're going to Pittsburgh? You got to try this place to eat." Oh, what's the name of it? And she did this. She goes like, and it's, brother, it was not a bit. I asked Dominique 400 times.
What are you about to say?
She goes like this. She goes, "Oh, what's that? You got to go to Wendy's."
No.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, she means like Wendy's Diner or something, right?" Like, no. It's just a really nice Wendy's that she went to in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's nuts.
That she was suggesting that we try when we're in town.
Wait, she said that out loud?
Yeah.
That's insane.
The chain. You know, the lady with the red hair?
Yeah.
That's the place she was saying. Go there and get a Baconzilla or
That's adorable.
Baconator.
That's adorable. She thinks the food's better at a nice... I've been to dog shit fast food places where the food hits.
And she was just saying it was great service. She had great service there. Like, it was...
Damn.
And dude, I'm just like, what?
That's so interesting. Well, I mean, it's the music podcast, so we should be cuntier on here.
Yeah.
But that's amazing someone has that thought, and then they're like...
Trapped.
Like, I've had thoughts, and then you go like, "Oh, that's nothing. Don't say that out loud."
Hey, there's this great band I'm thinking of. I just discovered them. There's nobody... Oh, fuck. This indie band. Mumford & Sons.
Dude,
and
that
like,
fascinates me. That fucking fascinates me because I spend my life... The juice box never gets less funny. I spend my life constantly being like, oh, I don't know enough about that. That's why I have a giant bookshelf that I'll maybe get a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Because I constantly will be like, oh, I don't know enough about this. What's the book on that? Let me go buy that book. Oh, I don't know enough on this. Let me get this audiobook. Let me listen to these podcasts. And then it's like, I do all this work. I still come out a little bit retarded. And it's like, I see these people who, there's a lady who goes through their day, and her big addition to life is there's a really great Wendy's in Pittsburgh.
She's like, oh,
That's
I'm gonna put you onto
crazy.
something. I'm gonna put you on this place. It's what's it called? Oh yeah, Cheesecake Factory.
Dude, I know you would never lie to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know you would never lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
What? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say you would.
I'm saying. Yeah.
No, but for real though, it's like, you're my friend. You would never lie to me. But I don't fully believe you're telling a real story.
I
because
promise
I just
you.
go, that's not real.
I know it's not a real thing. Like
Okay.
it honestly shocked me. And this was one of our employees at the time. I was like, fire her now. This person does not have anyone's best interest in mind ever.
Dude, that's why we gotta go.
We did stop at a Wendy's though.
That's why why wouldn't you?
It wasn't even. By the way, it wasn't even that Wendy's. We went to a different Wendy's and we're like, you know what? There's actually another good one.
Actually, real quick,
Should try this other one.
Out of the top fast foods, not going fancy, out of the top fast foods like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King, which one are you stopping at?
Nationwide? Where are we at? I mean, are we talking about local? Or are we talking about if I could stop anywhere?
No,
if I could stop anywhere, it'd be probably Checkers. I love Checkers or Rallies. I know, and Cookout is an honorable mention because it's basically just a awesome.
Cookout.
It's a.
We didn't go to Cookout, but I saw it, and Mike was telling me how fucking good it is.
It is an amped up black version of Checkers.
That's a
and
reference
it's awesome.
That's a reference to a previous joke when conservatives get mad about Bill Burr's wife. We really got to give context to that.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. Because and I noticed also when we do it in
you can't
public,
just say that out of context.
when we do it in public, I do it and then I do the look and I go, I really should do the look first. But then I'm also like, it's just saying the word.
It's just such a funny thing out of context.
But I would say Checkers is great. I love Checkers. I also love fucking Hardee's, dude. I love Hardee's / I guess Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
Those are two of my faves.
My favorite fast food spot coming down south has got to be fucking Raising Cane's. It makes me so
wait.
happy.
I thought we were talking about like burger places.
Oh, burger places? I mean,
I thought we were talking about like the classic like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, like those.
I thought I was curious about your answer. I was going into a new thing.
Okay, go ahead.
But no. I'm not trying to talk. We could talk fast food. I haven't had breakfast yet today. We could talk fast food all fucking day. But I genuinely, I also don't give a fuck about Wendy's anymore. It hasn't been good the last couple times I went.
You gotta go to Pittsburgh.
It might be Pittsburgh. Oh, so the thing I was going to say that proves we're in a simulation, so we're like listening to music all day. This ride's like 13, 14 hours. We're listening to music, we're listening to some pods, but there's a lot of music listening all day.
Chevelle's whole catalog.
Mike hits me with the whole Chevelle catalog.
Like now the early stuff.
Yeah, and I go,
when do we get to the radio one?
When do we get to Diary of Jane? I think that's them. I have no. It probably even if it isn't, it is.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Chevelle. We just gave you another hit. But you're.
And then we finish up Chevelle, and he's like, "Have you heard of the red jumpsuit apparatus?" No, it was good. I listened to the song. I stopped beating Steph. I didn't know that was bad.
Oh wow.
No, so we're driving, and you may not get this reference right away, but the moment Taking Back Sunday comes on, we hadn't heard Taking Back Sunday the entire day. The moment Taking Back Sunday comes on, we drive by exit 152. And I'm telling you, like maybe 20 seconds of a Taking Back Sunday song comes on. I look up, we're at exit 152. And the significance of that number, I forget why, but it's plastered over all of Taking Back Sunday's shit.
Huh.
You know what I mean? And I go, that's weird. It just felt like a quick little simulation moment.
Yeah.
Where I just go, the second Taking Back... I'm literally like... Tidal Wave by Taking Back Sunday comes on. I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. 152. I go, what the I even started spazzing like a retard. I was like, the fuck is that, man?
Did he get the significance of it?
No, I explained it to him because I start going, I go, no fucking way. And he's like, what? And I'm just like, no fucking
and also
way.
The fact that
and I
the
pulled
only
up,
person would know is the one that saw it.
But
in the car, you know what I'm saying?
But I was like, I wasn't sure, and I pulled my phone up and I open up all their album covers and I go, yeah. every album cover. There's a 152. I literally think on Tell All Your Friends, there's a picture of Exit 152.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means. Maybe Taking Back Sunday are aliens. I have no fucking idea. But yeah,
they're not actually from New York. They're from Texas the whole time.
Yeah, literally, if you look on the cover of Tell All Your Friends, it says Exit 152. Yeah, so that was weird as shit. I don't know if there's much outside of that, but that was my weirdest shit moment on the trip.
I haven't had that a lot. I haven't had that like where that happens ever. Like I not that I can like remember offhand like recently. So like that would be it would be hard to deny.
It just feels
that.
like a glitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that feels like a weird like.
It feels like if we're in a simulation, they weren't expecting me to look up at the exit sign.
Yeah.
And then that correlated from the Taking Back Sunday song playing.
What if you're in that car on that record company? Like that's from you're a time traveler.
Maybe I'm about to go fucking groom a kid with Jesse Lacey.
What?
Yeah. That is what we did later that night.
What?
We skipped the comedy show. We just found 15-year-olds and told them that our songs are about them.
It's not a coincidence then. This is a simulation. That's for sure.
It's just me admitting to be a pedophile.
but
that's
it's like,
how I know it wasn't a simulation.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird? So I'm like, I'm balls deep in this child, and I go, this has been a crazy night.
You know, can I show you something else that's weird?
What's weird?
I got a case for us.
Oh, of the pit police.
Is
this the kid doing the backflip?
I don't. He doesn't do a flip, but he does do a little bit of flying.
Dude, there's one before you pull this up.
Oh,
before you pull this up, there's one there's this band called Arm's Length, and they're like one of those Midwest emo bands where they're super melancholy and sad.
Mm-hmm.
And the song is not upbeat or moving or cooking. It's like a part where the whole band drops out, guitar plays, everyone's singing in harmony, and then they sing a part. Kid runs up on stage, does a backflip, and then jumps off, and then the singer's like, da da da. I fucking hated that. And then they go back into the song, and then like they have another break. He's like, don't fucking do that.
Yeah, he's probably thinking like that I just saw like the insurance fucking claim or like the lawsuit that you're gonna send, or the fact that we're gonna have to stop the show and like get you carted off or some shit like that. Like if you paralyze
it's also
yourself.
cunty behavior when you're like a soft indie Midwest emo band and you're trying to create this emotional moment with your song.
Yeah.
And then Dickhead McGee goes up and does a fucking backflip.
Yeah.
It's insane. I saw this. This is so sick.
This is in a cheer competition. But yeah, this is it says the title here just said, or the caption says if the show I attend doesn't have a zip line, I'll be very disappointed. And this is a zip line over the crowd. It looks like it might be at a skate park somewhere outside.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, great turnout. You're looking at that first part, the first part of the clip. It looks like this guy's kind of just zip lining over like a pretty good turnout for a local band.
Yeah.
And then you actually look, and then you see out into the crowd. There's a pretty good fucking turnout here. A bunch of pussies, though, that don't like to mosh, but a bunch of fucking heroes out here representing. I see nothing wrong here.
Dude, that reminds me here. Yeah. And here, wait. It's going back. Pause it for me. Pause it right there for me real quick. Wait. Go back over the crowd.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Right there. Yeah. Perfect pause. That whenever I see stuff like that, I always go, the pit doesn't need to be that big. It
doesn't need to be that big.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know.
But no, I'm even saying, you know what? Actually, I mean, that's a great point. No.
Put him down.
You're exposing a pit crime here. I didn't even see it. I was distracted by the zip line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sitting here going like, ain't nothing wrong here. Let's just be safe out there, kids. But look at how much room there is. And like, if you guys are in here, if you're actually in here to fucking mosh, you're in here to fuck shit up. Well, this is all we got to work in the morning. All these guys, these are all fucking hobbyists like us.
Well, I'm not gonna call them hobbyists, but this is like another style of moshing that I'm always like, because I grew up listening to like punk and post-hardcore and going to those shows and stuff like that, where there would be like there'd be like the mosh pits where you're like running into each other.
Yeah.
And
I'm a circle pit guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's not by the look of you. Sorry, that was friendly fire, unnecessary. It was the joke was there and I took it. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that.
Not so much a circle, more like a round.
Well, I'm glad you took that bomb.
Yeah.
No, I was always a fan of an element of bumper cars when it came to it, and I'm loving the hardcore mosh pit. But then when you go to some of these shows, it happens a lot of time at like outdoor shows where there is a lot of room like this.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole area that would be standing for a regular show is there so like 10 guys can mosh with fucking 2 feet of space around them.
But also, if you look at like where when we get to the part where like you're showing where the majority of the crowd is, like this is crazy how light it is. These are like photographers. There's not even a lot of support on this side. But then,
look
in
how
the
back it's everyone.
They're all like packed in. Like,
yeah.
They're so so like
that
if they even just
me,
brought it up to here to like this line right here.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something because like this thing is where these guys. Yes, you're right. If this at this point, if they were running into each other, you are kind of being dicks. But like, you don't need this much room. You can have a little bit of room. There's got to be more of an element to danger if you're doing this dance, because otherwise it just looks like you're doing like your moves.
Yes, exactly. These guys. I'm sorry, cover. But these guys they're not like posers. They're not phonies, but they're guys with moves.
But don't want to take any damage.
I don't think it's like, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm in the gym lifting weights thinking about moshing. But it's like there's something about guys who clearly practice it at home
Look at this.
that bug the shit out of me.
Like they all have their little bubble. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of moshing where it becomes almost like performance art. It becomes like an in the moment expression. These guys like practiced in their basement. These are the guys who record themselves on TikTok moshing.
Yeah, they didn't account. They are not accounting for the other people that are going to be mashing as well. They're just expecting like people are going to love to watch these moves.
They're the guys who stand still, they fucking punch for 5 seconds, then they walk away.
Yeah, they go back into the thing and they're just like, I just did my moves.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like
yeah,
that
I'm not a big fan of these wide open spaces and dudes just doing their fucking moves. Like it's fun when it's tight and it feels like there's like a level of danger. This is funny to me. But I feel like what?
How do you feel about the zip line?
Well, I'm mixed about the zip line. I know there's a lot of like, fuck it. There's definitely going to be a shit ton of people that hate that. But just by watching it, the energy and chaos of it does make me laugh.
I fixed it. So if you want to just go back to the beginning here of the clip, so he's starting up here on the fence. He's got the zip line set up, right? I think if he just rides it to right about here.
And then starts moshing.
Jumps down and fucking starts doing his moves.
Yeah.
All is forgiven.
Well, I like it.
I'll let everybody off with a warning.
I like the zip line because like there's certain shit people do because they know they're gonna get a cool video. Like a lot of people, there was a trend where dudes would show up as like a banana or Pikachu.
Yeah.
And that turned into a thing where it's like you're doing this because you're gonna get the video. This feels like a agent. I like shit like this because this feels like Agent of Chaos shit.
Well, I was gonna say I'm feeling that there is an element of. Right before this is him going, "You filming?"
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Which, if that is, as I'm saying it, I realize that, and if that's true, that makes this go to jail.
Yeah. If
you're a terrorist,
the next show of this gentleman or somebody doesn't take it to about this point in the crowd and then hop down, land about right here, and either do a backflip off the stage into. Hey, also another warning, everybody in the back, a fuller crowd. Then does his moves or a backflip or do a cool sick ass move,
dude. It's funny.
All is forgiven, everybody. But still, guys, we're gonna have to. This is the exact opposite of what regular police do. Everybody else goes, nothing to see here. Back it up. We're gonna go this. We're pit police. We're going this. Guys, bring it in.
You are right.
Plenty to see here. There's lots of moves happening. Plenty to see.
That is the difference between the pit police and actual police. Pit police will actively start a riot.
Yeah. We're like, and we're like, guys, come check this shit out.
Don't you want to throw this garbage can and light it on fire?
Yeah. Oh my God, look at all those bricks over there. Who put those there?
Well,
and they're just like free to throw. It's crazy.
Well, there is a thing too where like I think people are way more afraid of mosh pits than they should be. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, all those guys in that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. I was telling you, I've been to. That's where I got fucking punched in the face in Jersey, and I've been to other shows in Jersey, and feel the vibe. And I've been to Jersey shows, and there's a noticeable heightened level of violence.
Yeah.
But at the vast majority of shows, it's just dorks like me who want to fucking drink a couple beers and punch the air while their favorite band is playing.
And when you feel
and it's
it,
like that in that environment, it's not as here's the perfect example. When I went when Tyler came down a while ago, we went to that show at Don't Have a Fucking Good Time Fest or whatever the fuck it was called.
The worst weekend of your
life.
life.
And Tyler would be in the pit like a fucking demon. And then at one point, he accidentally punches a girl. And then he turns around and he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. And it's like, yes, that's what most of the people in the pit are.
Yeah.
It's mostly people who just want to do their fucking gay little air punches. And then if they actually hit someone, they'd be like, oh my God, I'm so fucking sorry.
I'm so sorry. I did not. That was not intentional.
I'm not. Don't cancel me.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, if you're willing to take the risk,
just move in.
Just move in. Just move in. You're here for the show. If you don't want to get punched in the face, I understand that. But, like, look. If you're asking me on a questionnaire, do I want to get punched in the face? Yes, no, or maybe. Most likely, it's always going to be no.
Yeah.
Maybe is like, because even in sparring or practice doing MMA training or anything like that, the point is me to punch you in the face and not get punched in the face. So, do I want to? No. But, like, am I willing to is the other question.
Yeah.
So, like, what that whole crowd in the back is saying, either there are some willing participants that are getting blocked by a bunch of fucking cross-armed mid to late 30-year-olds like me.
Yeah.
Or I'm willing to take the risk on being in the mouth of the pit. I might get something, but at least got eyes on it. But if I'm not a guy that likes to be up front. I'm not like stage dive area because for that
front
other reason.
sucks. Edge of the back of the. That's the other thing.
But if I'm in the front or I'm on the mouth of the pit, I know I'm working, and that's just a bunch of non-willing, people that don't want to work.
To be fair, we say this as we're both big boys. I used to powerlift. You do jujitsu, so we have a little bit of strength behind us. So there is a level of less afraid that we are. But dude, like when I was at Harm's Way, it was a small crowd, and I was like right up at the front, and I'd like the pit would be behind me, and I'd constantly like either get in or I'd be like slightly turned so I didn't get hit. And I turn around, this one dude's doing a kick move, and dude, that feeling where you almost get fucked up, and then because the dude kicked, but it like landed across my body where his leg hit me and his foot was like past me, and I gotta tell you, that feeling of almost getting fucked up is exhilarating.
Yeah, it's like that's the experience. So it's like, you know how people say, don't go out to eat unless you can tip. Yeah. If you get good service, you have to bring at least enough to be willing to give a decent tip. You can't go out and be like, I had exactly $17. It's $16.98. Like, where's my 2 cents? Kind of thing. I'm like, come on, man. So same idea. So that's what I had to bring up.
I think it's more going out to eat thinking you're not gonna like the dinner. So you play fucking coy, and it's like, no, you're going to love it, and it's not going to make you shit that much.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to love it.
Going to love it. You won't be shitting your pants. But let's, we are talking about live experiences. God,
Bro.
This is going to be such a good segue. So that is an appropriate segue into this week's topic of the two bands we were talking about. We're going to talk about some fucking live albums.
Yeah.
And this is the one I had to listen to.
Yeah, which one do you want to go into first?
We could go into mine real quick first.
All right.
Because mine is gonna. I gotta be honest. I didn't find a lot of juicy details about the live album.
I wasn't. So this was the reason I suggested it was because
Live at the Key Club by Pennywise
was my personal experience with it
which I was more interested about.
Yeah, I'm sure I can share enough about it.
Just kidding. I didn't do that much research.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I genuinely tried to do research, and I just go like, there's nothing out here about this fucking album.
Yeah, this was.
Because didn't you say you got to go to this?
So no, it's the best case scenario. Like how I kind of envision the conversation is like, I would suggest overall, I love a live album.
Yeah.
But if I'm ever suggesting a live album, this is the best example.
You prefer a live album?
I think so.
Really?
Because of the fact of like, I'm somebody who is, and we've talked about this plenty of times in the past. I want what is happening in the studio to translate on stage effectively, and I want it to do with as little effects as possible. I want you to be able to perform what you are performing in the studio.
Yes, that is very important to me as well.
So
Because when you go to the live show and you find out that they can't fucking do that live, it's very annoying.
Right, which there are going to be some fun revelations when we get to my live album. But this recording or this album is because I had seen Pennywise. I think they were the first live band I ever saw headline. I saw all Strung Out, All, and Pennywise. That was my first show.
It's a good show.
And this is the best representation of a live performance to the band's recording I've ever heard.
I fell asleep listening to this album last night. Strung Out is what woke me up this morning at 6 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Because the music, because it got past the album and it just does the like show. Just Fox is so funny. To take it on a ride. God damn it, that's funny. Oh my god, no, I won't look at you. I can't look at you. I can't podcast while you fucking take a sippy sip. Brother, you gotta steal more people's fucking Instacart. This is
I gotta
great.
steal more Spanish people's groceries. They got some great stuff. They got some wonderful.
Yeah, dude.
Wonderful
If they catch you, you just call ICE.
There's a certification on here. I can't read it, but it's probably certified. FC's Mixto Carton.
But yeah, no, I was.
Oh no, these are cartel juices. Stop drinking them. Stop drinking them. Put it back.
Just a flashbang. The fuck was I even saying? Yeah, no, when Spotify just starts shuffling it was playing a bunch of shit, and I got woken up at 6 a.m. listening to Strung Out.
I mean, you're talking core memories, brother. Those got to be two of my favorite bands of my youth for the longest time. I still love Strung Out. Pennywise kind of,
Well, they did the fucking... And this actually correlates to... I listened to the live album. It's very good. But it really became into me just sort of thinking about my enjoyment of Pennywise.
Yeah.
And I like... If I'm hanging out, Pat's driving, Pat's DJing, he throws a Pennywise song on. There is a 99% chance I will fucking love that Pennywise song.
Yeah.
Now, if you play a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth Pennywise song, by the time we get to 5 or 6, I go... Can we listen to a different band?
Yeah.
Because like I like Pennywise a lot, but I started noticing this album was actually hard for me to get through because I get my fill of Pennywise very quickly.
So I came to a realization while doing research on this album as well. And I usually when I do the research for the album that you're researching, I don't actually do a lot of like official. I just do personal experience research kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think I realized that Jason Matthew Thirsk, the one whom in
Passed
which
away.
they dedicated their song Brohem to later on the album Full Circle.
Yeah.
And it became their staple song. They end every single show with it, no matter what. The crowd loves it. They all sing along, and it started as a wonderful tribute.
Good song.
I don't know if he was, and I think he was. At least I know he was a songwriter for the band.
Yeah.
He might have been their Dave Grohl. Like he might have been their songwriter because everything this album, this live performance or this group of live performances.
Yeah.
That is the peak of Pennywise. Officially.
And what year was that?
So this was 2000, I believe, because I think it either came out the same year or right after Straight Ahead. Their album that came out, which was the first album that they wrote, or second album they wrote after Jason Thirsk had passed away. I suspect, this is my theory, that Unknown Road, About Time, all these other Pennywise albums that have their classic songs on them, right?
Yeah.
Were all mainly inspired or made better by Jason Matthew Thirsk. Thirst?
Well,
Thirst?
no. It's
Thirsk?
sure.
Thirst? I can't remember.
It's highly likely because like that's a huge component of bands where the Indian guy, they would always call him Dave Brown Sound from Sum 41. When he got out of the band still sounded like Sum 41, but you could tell you're like, oh, that key component that gives you the extra oomph is not there anymore.
And this was I think their element of, because they always did sound like Pennywise. Their songs had those elements, right?
Yeah.
But like there's a uniqueness to it.
I'm gonna put some of these older ones on my to-do because they do have some classic albums.
And them performing them live on this album, or the live album, Live at the Key Club, is like it is their pinnacle. This is their pinnacle. Like this is their absolute best. And it's perfectly captured. Yeah. Like it's perfectly recorded. That's exactly what it felt like to see Pennywise live at that time.
Well, that's
I can vouch for it 100% because the experience, I still get goosebumps at certain songs they play, but the songs that they're playing so well live are fucking songs from these old albums Jason Matthew Thirsk was on. No. So they do full circle, which most likely was the first album they did after he passed away, where they rededicated Brohem to him. And they also have most likely probably songs that they had been working on together that were some of his, right? Mm-hmm. That album is awesome. Full Circle fucking rules. Yeah. Then Straight Ahead, I liked it. That was my intro to them. That was the first one that put out as me being a fan of theirs. Yeah. I like it, but listening to it, there's already starting to be kind of a switch. And everything after that, I don't like. Yeah. So I have a theory that Jason Matthew Thirsk was the unique.
He used everything up.
Otherwise, then they just turn into this regular bit thing where they're like, well, what should we do now?
Well, that's a big component of a band where it's like, and it's why like Travis Barker's such a huge. I don't think he writes the songs, but I think Travis Barker's presence in the band is what takes a lot of their good songs to the higher level.
His contribution.
His contribution. Because like I've heard Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus talk about it, where they'll just be. I know you're trying to make me giggle. I'm used to it at this point.
Stop. Get the last bit.
It's always so hard to get that last little bit out of there. No, like I've heard Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus talk about them, and they're just like, yeah, like we fucking suck. Fucking Travis is just on a different level with his drumming, and it's true because like you hear old Blink-182, and it's good, but like the drummer they do all the standard pop punk shit at the time. Yeah. And then it's like, you know, it's so funny. Like, I love listening to their self-titled, and then you hear, like, that song Always come on, and it'll just be, the drums will be like, and it's like that, and then bass comes in, and it goes, and you're like, oh, you guys never got better with Travis. Yeah. It's just that. But yeah, no, there can be one member that's just so good or so unique or so creative that the rest of the band doesn't have to do anything. They're pure present. It's like a basketball team when they have someone like Kobe on the team. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like everyone else can be fine. You can have Kobe there and it'll make you the best team in the fucking league.
Yeah, I think they're that element of whatever Jason Thirsk provided to the band, whatever his contributions were the thing that I loved most about Pennywise. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not that they. So like, if they were to not continue, like honestly, everything like the Land of the Free ? That they put on right after that, I go, all right, guys. You know what I mean? Like already as a teenager, I'm already fucking rolling my eyes at you. But I always blamed it for them being this like bullshit band that just hit their peak or whatever. I think honestly it was their friend passing away and their friend being the driving force of their unique contribution. The thing that made Pennywise. Because then after that, then they just became the guys who were writing Pennywise albums. Yeah. And it's kind of like we gotta fight, we gotta live, we gotta fight, we gotta
Well,
Stop the lies. Stop the lies. You're just kind of like, what the fuck are you saying? Whereas everything else makes so much sense.
Going back to Rise Against, that's why which they are a very good band, but I remember I tapped back into Rise Against around like 2018, 2019, and they're like, it is the exact same thing. We're like, we gotta fight. We gotta start a revolution. I go, like, oh, you guys are a hot topic now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is like, and before that, there's songs like Society. There's songs about this or songs like there. I think that they either had a couple songs banked or ones that they had been working on with him, and then also just the driving force of wanting to dedicate a whole album to him.
Yeah.
That's what made Full Circle perfect.
I think a lot of things happen with bands like that too, because like from an artistic standpoint, you almost wish more bands were like British TV shows, where British TV shows are like 3 seasons, we're fine.
Yeah.
And then they go do a new thing. But when you're in a band like Pennywise, like I'm sure Pennywise is paying all of their bills, but is Pennywise making them rich?
No.
And now, if you're in Pennywise and you go, we're done creatively, let me go start a side band. Is that side band going to pay your bills?
Yeah.
So when you're in a band like Pennywise and now it's like they're all probably in their 40s or 50s and shit, it gets to a point where you're almost like you were saying, and I'm not faulting them for it. I'm not shitting on them. It's like I get how fucking hard it is, but it gets to a point like you were saying where you're like you go from writing songs in the band Pennywise to writing Pennywise songs.
Right, and I think that's what happened was like I think like it they don't want to give up on what they've built.
No.
They have a huge fan base, a very dedicated fan base, but I think after that their inspiration started to wane when like one of their best friends, their loved one, kills himself, and he ends up being also the thing that like really drove the most unique parts of your band.
I gotta be honest,
but like this, like the way that they do, I think that this album is an even better tribute to him,
sure,
and to the band themselves. Like you can literally watch this, like people will say don't watch the prequels of Star Wars, just watch the originals. And then now people have softened. They go like, well, watch the prequels and then the original 3, but don't watch the new ones. You know what I mean? Like certain things, I can give that suggestion of saying, listen to everything up until even the earlier stuff sounds different, crazy, weird, but like they really find their voice over the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is a great best of that whole era of Jason Matthew Thirsk, and then they even play some of their best songs off of Straight Ahead, and I go, oh, perfect. And this is not only the best, I would say, like I said, All Ages by Bad Religion is the best Bad Religion album.
Yeah.
I'd say that this is the greatest Pennywise album I've ever heard in my entire life, and it truly captures their pinnacle and their truest peak as a band.
Yeah. Do you think it gets to be called their best album if it's just a live best of, though?
That's what I'm saying. Is like that. It's only the distinction I give it. You know what I mean?
Could say. I think you could say like it's the best Pennywise listening experience.
Yes. Yeah. But it's obviously it's not a full length studio album. No.
I autismed you a little bit, but
the only reason I would say that is because a lot of times these live albums are recorded and spliced together over like a weekend of shows.
Yeah.
So like that's why I would say it is produced. It's not just them hitting play and then just playing.
Which I gotta be honest, everyone does that. Like comedians do that. Like a lot. Like most comedy specials are a comedian doing like 2 to 3 shows. 3 or 4 shows. Actually, Burt Kreischer saying he'll just bust out 4 shows and take the best of all that, which I go, that's smart. But yeah, that's what like a lot of comedy specials are. So, I think bands are allowed to do it because I think it's fair to do that because it's like you're trying to give them, like I think about it with a comedy show, like, do you have a shitty special just because like, something fucking happened with the crowd that night and that joke that normally fucking annihilates just did bad? Or do you kind of like fudge the numbers a little bit and just try to give the crowd the best representation of your live show?
Yeah.
So I think a little bit of editing and zhuzhing up is fair. I do want to say outside of because I said before, my general opinion of Pennywise, I do love Pennywise a lot. I appreciate them that they exist as a punk band, but I get full of Pennywise fairly quickly. That being said, the musicianship on this album really shines through. The recording quality is top tier.
Baby. That tone on that guitar, brother.
Yeah, that's the thing, Pennywise. That's the thing too, like. That's what I love about Pennywise.
Fucking ready.
That's what I love about.
Like, okay.
That's what I love about Pennywise. If you walked into a room and around the corner someone was playing guitar and they just went, you'd be like, "Is that Fletcher?"
Yeah, immediately.
You can tell by their guitar tone, which is a really cool thing to have as a band. And then just as a drummer, Pennywise's drumming has always been fucking unreal. And it's similar to like a Travis Barker thing where, you know, he's a pop punk drummer. Pennywise is a hardcore punk drummer. You don't have to do a lot. And he goes, yeah, fuck that. I'm going to do everything.
Brother, that's what I was just saying. This talking or listening to this album made me, for some reason, it kept bringing me back to the album Full Circle, which is the one, like I said, the one they did right after his passing. And that was like the songs, like Society in particular. It's like one of those ones where like, man, you don't have to do all that. But like, you're fucking... his fills, and like, again, yes, these are all the best takes that they did, but like, brother, they're allowed to tight. They are fucking tight.
Yeah,
like the chuggies with everything, like the fills.
I think the standard is you're allowed to do multiple takes, but if you are able to get it in one take, that just makes it better.
And one guitar. That's something that I really do.
Oh, they have one guitarist. That's
one
right.
Guitar player.
That is actually nuts.
It's incredible to say. Essentially, you're a 4-piece punk band. You got vocals, one guitar player, one bass player, one drummer. Standard.
That's funny. When I was making my joke earlier, saying, "Oh, is that Fletcher?" I only did that in my head because I go, I don't know who the other guitar player is.
There isn't one.
But I just realized now they only have one guitarist.
Also, something I observed personally watching Pennywise over the years, every time they're on stage, like I think they do it maybe a couple times on here, but they also, like in general, they always kind of bust the fucking bass player's balls. The new bass player that I think his name's Randy. He ended up taking over for Jason, obviously, because he's dead.
Yeah.
But
it's ironic that they're trying to get him to kill himself.
Brother, no, it really, they like bully him.
Yeah.
He's like kind of a goofy guy. I remember, so one of the times that I've seen Pennywise in downtown St. Pete at Janus Landing at the time. Now it's Janus Live. I don't know what it was. I was such a fucking dumb bitch. I just wanted to hang out with the band so bad. And I was a kid. I was a teenager. I ended up hanging out with him.
Yeah, that's
afterwards.
when Fletcher groomed you.
Yeah, where he was gonna give me a tattoo, and he offered me some pasta, gave me a beer, all this other shit.
Wait, huh? You were about to eat Fletcher's pasta in the green room.
They had like it was like their catered shit, like the stuff that they had there. They're like, yeah, help yourself to anything. He was so sweet. He was such a sweet guy. But dude, he was being so mean to the bass player.
Yeah.
I remember the lead singer, Mad Caddy's guy. I was like, oh, they just bust each other's balls. No, everybody was just busting his balls.
You know what I bet it is? He's probably
like, fucking. You're not Jason.
No, I've seen it. A lot of friend groups will have a guy that is just willing to be the fucking punching bag.
Yeah.
Because. No, and it's a special type of guy. Well, it's a special type of friend group where it's like there's people who want to be extra mean, and there's that one guy who it just doesn't hit him the same way.
Yeah.
And it's not always, a lot of times it is, but it's not always having like low self-esteem. It's just having like a disconnected, not giving a shit. And it's like, I think he's probably just that dude who's like, yeah, say whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah, he definitely seemed bothered by it. Not like pissed, but just kind of like, yeah. I mean, you like probably like every other week or so, maybe every third week of the year, maybe. I don't know. He just goes like, guys, can you just cut it out? Like
spazzes.
Just stop it, okay? I said like like about nothing, and they're just like, whoa, come on. All we're talking about is just water, dude. What are you talking about?
He's probably like, did you ever see Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Remember Big Head?
Yeah.
He's probably like a big head where he's like, cut it out. But also, I'm retarded, and I don't know anything else, so I have to do this.
He kind of agrees with them. Like, he kind of has that self-image. Yeah. So, yeah, it's the same idea, but it's just so funny that I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's what happened to Jason. You know what I mean? Maybe he was the former punching bag, and they just went too hard. And they're like, look, take it easy on Randy. Or like, no, we just got to get a cooler Randy. So, like, I think in general, the dynamics is, like, it's they continued as a band. They continued going, but it was also like I think
just dipped down a little bit.
I think the heart, like I think
was
Jason
probably
I think was those dudes together, like because it's such a it's those dudes from Hermosa Beach, California, or whatever. Like those guys.
Which you guys got to fix your Wikipedia.
Yeah,
it says you're from Manhattan.
Yeah,
California.
Stop saying if
Manhattan's in New York. Idiots.
If every time you come out and you say, hey, we're Pennywise from Hermosa Beach, California, and immediately we can fact check you and prove you wrong, stop saying it.
Yeah.
They're lies.
So let's talk about Real Big Fish.
Real Big Fish. Well,
I had a very interesting experience going back into this.
Yeah.
I don't know why at first when I heard it, the album, their music wasn't hitting the same for me. And I got really sad. Because Real Big Fish was a special thing where it's like, oh, every time I tap into there, I'll get happy, happy, joy, joy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there. And I was like, damn. Well, I lost that. And but then I listened to it more, and I got more reps in. And I was like, oh, yeah. I fucking love Real Big Fish. I know they're retarded. I know a lot of people don't like them. But I fucking love Real Big Fish. And that's why I told Pat to listen to it. Because this album... Our live album is better than your live album. Was a big deal to me at the time because it was very well produced. It was a very good, they gave you a lot, and then on top of that, which I couldn't find, they provided. It was one of the very few live albums I experienced that actually had director's commentary.
Oh yeah, I couldn't find that.
Yeah, I looked for it on YouTube too. I couldn't find a lot of live footage of this album.
It's nuts. Like I tried to find my first take. I think.
Where you at with Real Big Fish?
Real Big Fish. I like Real Big Fish. I was never like a diehard, but I like the hits, and I'm familiar with the hits, and I've seen them live. Like, I do enjoy.
Real Big Fish.
I'll go to any live ska show.
Yeah,
as long as it's like if it's some of the elder Scotsmen.
Yeah,
I'll go see that.
Yeah,
but if it's like just a local ska show, maybe not.
Yeah, no, Real Big ska has a lot of like core memory and emotional attachments to me.
Yeah,
because ska was some of the first music I started listening to when I broke out of just listening to the things my parents had around. So when I finally started to just listen to like my own music, ska was the first thing I got into. So like my dad took me to go see Real Big Fish when I was in like fucking 8th grade. I've been going to see them since I was like fucking learning to jerk off. So I've been listening to this band for a really long time.
So there's 55 tracks on this total.
Wait.
Not tracks on the album, but tracks or songs. Let's say total. There are 20 songs on the DVD. 18 on the second disc and 17 on the first disc. I gotta tell you, could use a little bit more editing. That's way oversaturation. So,
because when this originally came out, I get why it feels oversaturated. When this originally came out, it was a double disc.
Yeah.
So this is two like on the Spotify, it's 2 concerts in one.
Well, like we learned, this is probably closer to like 2 or 5 concerts. You know what I mean? Like that they obviously melded together. This is
after the editing.
This was my take originally. So I'm doing my real time listen, and I'm just kind of sharing my emotions, and I go, excellent mix.
Yeah.
The first note, excellent mix. Fun take. Every ska album should be recorded live. Every single one of them should be recording their live show. That's how much I was enjoying this. I was just like, this is exactly how ska should be recorded.
Yeah,
you should not ever record in a studio, ever.
That's a really good insight because ska is a band that ska music's a music that benefits from everyone playing at the same time.
It's a party. It's party music, and it's like literally you going into a studio and go like, okay, guys, sound like you're at a party. And be like, why don't we just record this at a house party?
Yeah.
Like every ska album should be live. And I also said that is ska's true shining moment, the live show.
Oh, without a doubt, because it is really good party music. That's why I sometimes like, especially later Real Big Fish, when they were just kind of like. They were like a party rock band. I feel like over time they were a party rock band that threw horns over it. Because that's why I fell off on Real Big Fish. I felt like they turned into, like those bands you see, like if say you go to a theme park and they have like their amphitheater that a band plays like 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And it's like they have horns, but it's just kind of like, oh yeah, you only see this here because they want to create like a fun live show.
You're like a water park house band.
Yeah, that's what I think. And I love Real Big Fish to death, but I think that's what they sort of developed into.
Yeah, if you name yourself Real Big Fish, it does sound like you're playing at the seafood eatery.
Here's the thing, though.
What's happening?
They spell it REEL,
like you're
film reel.
Oh, I thought
so it actually means film Real Big Fish.
I thought they meant like the reel in a fish.
I have no idea. I'm making this up. You're actually, I think you're right.
After some research, though, Andy, I found out they fucking liars.
Yeah.
Did you know about this?
Well, so yeah, they don't just zhuzh it up. And I found, this is why I kept bringing up the director's commentary.
Yeah.
Because the lead singer admitted to this. And the whole band was even like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But apparently, and they're not the only band to do it. I've heard Kiss, Metallica, bands like that do it. They literally.
Other liars.
Yeah, other liars.
Cool.
Real big liars.
Yeah.
He literally went into the studio and like re-recorded vocal parts, right?
Yeah, and guitar.
Guitar parts. Yeah.
So this is from Reddit. It says our live album is better than your live album, Trickery. So while listening to the live album, I noticed there's double tracked, specifically distorted guitar. I totally think that improves the sound and makes the choruses feel huge, and the multi-lead harmonizations work. So like multiple things were tracked.
Yeah.
However, I'm curious how they achieved it. Blah blah blah. There's just more thing. But in the comments of that, they said they definitely did it in post. The special features / commentary are enlightening. LOL. Quote: Wow, isn't that crazy? You can hear the guitar even though I'm not playing it. End quote. And there's also a thing here that says there are behind the scenes special features on the DVD that show the overdub process.
Dude, that line though you just said where they're just admitting on the DVD being like, wow, can you hear that guitar? I'm not playing it. It was a big thing of why I've always loved Real Big Fish is the heavy self-deprecation with like the air of a quirky little ska band. Like when they play the song Beer, they start to strub it and he's like, this song's called Beer. I hate this song and I hate all of you. And then like when the song's about to kick in, he goes, just kidding, I don't hate this song.
Yeah, I love those things. So like that's one of the songs that I was familiar with as a Ute. Loving Real Big Fish, being featured in Basketball as the band.
Which I got to be honest, it actually went viral. Someone shitting on their cover of Take On Me.
Oh, fuck off.
It's a good fucking cover.
I got to tell you, every cover of Take On Me is a good cover of Take On Me.
Yeah.
Every single version of it I've heard. I've heard like local-ish bands covering it. I'm like, damn, that was really good.
Yeah.
I've heard Depeche Mode covers. Like, ska, that's actually a great segue to the covers that I really loved in this album.
There's some good covers.
80s music, 80s ballads and or like pussy rock
translates into punk really well.
To ska perfectly.
Well,
they did Boys Don't Cry by who is it? Robert Smith?
Yeah.
The Smiths? Right?
Yeah. That one rips.
No, The Cure. I'm so sorry about that. It was The Cure. So like that's one of those ones where like that's the dickhead with all the
Kiss Me Deadly.
What?
Isn't Kiss Me Deadly a cover?
That's not a. Sorry, these are my notable covers from the album. But well, did you have something to say about that one?
Don't fucking treat me like I'm Mike Eaton talking about Chevelle. This is crazy. This is fucking nuts.
No, I just honestly don't know, and I'm.
It's that hat. You got a fucking cunty Brooklyn hat.
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, you got a cunty Brooklyn hat. No, you're acting like a dickhead.
But Boys Don't Cry was one. That's like I noticed that because there was that Take on Me. Was the other one Aha?
Yeah,
you know, like something like the 80s pussy rock ballads and because I think it's the synth. The synth goes over to the horn like that those notes. And so like they're able to. You just shock yourself with how stupid you are. Yeah,
such a fucking idiot.
Good point. Yeah, that's good.
Pat's right.
Yeah.
Good job, Pat. Such a fucking dumbass.
But they all. Speaking of pussy rock,
no, because you watched me live action have a aha moment about aha. I'm leaving.
Come on. No, there's a. That's exactly.
God, we rule.
But that's the point. Is like that. It's the live performance, and you're able to. The cover is you changed. What if don't anybody fucking tell Weezer apparently? But the point of a cover is to
sound exactly like the original song.
No, it's to change the tone a bit and play it through your perspective,
which is
Africa by Toto. No, Africa by Weezer.
It's just
Africa
Rivers
by Toto.
It's just Rivers Cuomo being like, okay, I'm going to do that part monotone too.
Yeah. Can we just hire all the musicians from this album?
Can we take all the range out of this song? Like, you know how this song does this? What if we just did this?
What if we monotone the fuck out of this one? Yeah, I think that. So that's the point. Is like you take a song like Aha, Take on Me, or you take a song like Boys Don't Cry. That's usually Boys Don't Cry. Like that's how it is.
Yeah.
But they just do this. Hey guys, boys don't cry. Well,
that's the whole theme.
Sounds so much more fun.
That's the whole theme of their album Cheer Up. Cheer Up's such a great listen because it's like musically, it's so fucking upbeat.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the lyrics, I remember he said he talked about this on the fucking the director's commentary. He was saying he wrote Cheer Up because he thought that like Real Big Fish was going to be done soon. So he kind of just had a lot of this like really depressing shit in there. And then
speaking of pussy covers though, they also covered the pussy owner Tracy Chapman. Her song Talking About a Revolution, which if you want to talk about fucking just sad songs, this lady, she writes real soulful sad shit. She's that skinny black lady that in the 90s that was really popular.
With her fast car?
80s, sorry. Yeah, fast car, that lady. But
she's the lady you always find out, everyone who hears the song goes, that's a black lady?
Yeah, that one. I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought Talking About a Revolution was, you say you want a revolution. And I go, they do that one? By the Beatles? Shit. No, it's not that. It's the Tracy Chapman song. And they also cover it on the live DVD. Not the live, either one of their two live fucking albums. The song Unity by Operation Ivy.
Are they supposed to?
I don't know why you wouldn't. If you have a 2-disc. Okay.
Are you just making up a rule?
Can I tell you the rule I'm going to make up right now?
They just have to cover Unity?
Going forward, if you're releasing a live album, that's what they're getting from now on. You know that? This is their live album. Because guess what, Andy? It ain't live.
No, we've covered that. I want to know why. What abstract reason you've made up in your head that Real Big Fish has to cover Unity by Operation Ivy?
Are you telling me there's 36 other songs that you need to include before Unity?
I mean, this is why you're not in a band, dude. It's too on the nose. Oh, you know what we should...
It's literally the only other one that they don't double up.
You know what we should cover? The most popular ska song. You know who covers that?
They do cover it, though.
Unity?
Yes.
Then why did you say not?
It's on the DVD, but not on either one of the audio ones.
Oh, they probably couldn't have gotten cleared or something. Maybe the guy.
We know Jesse hates money. We do know that.
Yeah, but Tim Armstrong does love money. So Jesse might have the...
What if that's the one he didn't have anything to do with?
Maybe. I know Green Day used to cover... They still to this day cover Unity, I think.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that happens. So, that has to be some legal thing then, because it's like I've seen that before, where it's like that's out there in the world, but it's not on Spotify. It's got to be some weird legal thing, because I know Real Big Fish went through some really fucked up shit with their label. Like there was I forget what year it was, but there was they were with like Jive Records or some shit like that, one of those record labels, and they put out a greatest hits, and Real Big Fish like actively was like, do not listen to it.
Yeah.
We did not agree to it. They did something where they mixed everything really flat, and he's like, it sounds bad. Also, we're not going to get any money for it. So, like, they actually did a campaign of, like, please do not buy this greatest hits album.
That's pretty sick.
And so I think, and yeah, they've been, like, I saw on their Wikipedia, they've been independent since, like, 06, somewhere around 05 or 010.
I'm sure plenty of bands do that. There's lots of bands that lip sync. There's lots of things like that. I just hate the fact that they're, so, in my opinion, there's, like, a band where, like, you have this live release.
No, that's fair.
Because it's like you're just repackaging.
It's a little too...
You're doing a best of, and you're doing this big thing. You're like, oh, it's an event. We've got a DVD. We got all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of covers on there. Great covers.
Yeah.
But also, you're sweetening up all this stuff. Why not just put out a 2-disc best of?
They get a minor pass because I do think they deserve a lot of credit. In between song banter is pretty fun.
It's fun.
It's fun in between song banter.
And that is happening at the live show.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I will say, you know, if you don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah.
And as a guy who's seen Real Big Fish a lot, they were one of my favorite bands back in the day. Like when you listen to that album, it is a very good representation of how fun a Real Big Fish show is. And they're all very talented musicians.
And it probably sounds like that live.
Yeah.
And they probably had a hard time capturing it fully where they liked the sound of it.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing is, look, I'm even giving you the disclaimer of, like, when you record your live album, no parentheses, and you sweeten all of the sound.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Do it. Sweeten the fuck out of it.
Will you physically...
But if you are overdubbing shit, if you are recording elsewhere afterwards in a studio, guitar, vocals, anything, then you lose. And that's
when it becomes
live.
A live album.
Right. That's what Kiss Live was literally like them just pumping in crowd noise.
Yeah.
Into a somewhat studio recording.
Dude, it's
like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's when you find out so much of your childhood's a lie. Like, that's the Michael Jackson thing. His epic Super Bowl moment, completely made up. Well, not made up. He stood there.
Yeah.
But, like, the crowd reaction was completely fake.
That was Dave the whole time.
Yeah. You were there on the pod when I revealed that to the Panty Boys.
It's nuts.
I was like, I know this because of Patrick.
It's crazy just in general because it's like there's it's what you're selling. So, like, if I respect the hell out of them for saying, like, hey, this record company's putting out a bullshit thing that we didn't approve. They mixed it shitty. We hate the way it sounds. That's why we didn't approve it. And also, we won't get any money from it. So please don't waste your money. But you should waste your money on this live album we're going to release because we're going to record it. We're going to sweeten it up a bit and put over some dubs. And then we're gonna make fun of it because it's like one of those things of, like, it's like a comedian, in my opinion, that wears a specific shirt, so that they can do.
Can you believe I wore this shirt I chose to put on today?
You put it on.
It's
like that thing of, like, they're like, isn't that crazy? I'm playing guitar, but I'm not. Like, you did it. Like,
I say the better analogy is the live. It's like, just know the live album. It's big fake titties.
Yeah,
it looks great, but just know. It looks great, and you want to suck on them.
But if you ever saw the nipple, you'd be like, wait, what did they do to that?
Yeah, and you're like, why is there so much? Why can't I just land a plane in between them?
Saw that bone in the middle. Did they put that in there, or was that just exposed now?
And that's why I'm not hating on this album, because I love.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just, but put it.
No, I get
it. And bro, that's the thing.
I get
that's the fun thing. And we're in the spirit of a Real Big Fish anyway. You do one of these. Real Big Fish. live album is better than your live album.
That's what sometimes
because everybody else sweetens it. Huh?
Sometimes you want the stripper to jerk you off and tell you this is the biggest one she ever saw.
Yeah, she really likes me. No, she really does like me though.
Yeah, no, she likes you, dude.
Bro,
that's when I realized I had a problem with strip clubs.
Would they all like you?
No, I remember leaving and I'm like, we were still horned up from the strip club. I was like, dude, like I get it, but like, dude, the way they were vibing with us was crazy.
Yeah, and then but like that one was hanging out with me more than I told her that was the thing.
Dude, she hung out with us the whole time.
When I told them I didn't have any money left or whatever, and I was like, yeah, but she still hung around and be like, yeah, because she thought you were lying, stupid.
Yeah. Also, like, you were there on a fucking Tuesday.
Yeah.
You were the best option.
Most of the times I've ever gone, like I'm always like, well, we can save a little money if we just go out to our bachelor party on a Thursday night, right? Like we go.
Dude, I've had some shameful times at a strip club. No, like sex or nothing, but like I've had times where I'm like yelling at people. I've had times where like a girl was gonna give me a lap dance, and I'm literally like going to the group I'm there, like please. Yeah. And I'm like, this is not a fucking. I identified that when I was younger, and I go, this is not a route we go down, Andy, because you turn into a fucking. Like simp, dude. If I grew up in this time period, I don't know if I'd survive. Just with the fact that it's so easy to be like a simp gooner.
Yeah,
I think I'd have no hope because
you wouldn't have to build a personality up. You wouldn't have to like become a person or have any.
I was born to be like a little simp gooner. I can feel it in me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like I got duped at the strip. Anyway, we're talking about music. I haven't jerked off today. I haven't jerked off or eaten. So you're getting fucking empty belly, horny Andy.
Somebody feed this cum slut some goddamn food. Would you?
Yeah. I need some fucking sushi.
Give him some subs cum.
I would be a sub getting the cum. No, I never liked it being a pussy where it's like. Because I've watched that shit. Yeah. I got big into JOIs recently, Pat.
I hate JOI. It's my least favorite.
Love them so much.
I don't like. What the fuck are you gonna tell me about fucking jerking off, bitch? You ain't never had a cock.
No, they're not telling. It's not about them telling.
Have you ever gotten a hand job?
Can I finish?
No.
It's not about them telling you how to jerk off. It's that they're excited for it.
Tell me the number of great hand jobs you've had.
A couple.
The number, Andy.
I mean, couple.
Single digits.
Yeah, but I've also...
How many hand jobs have you had? Double digits?
I met my wife at 23. I'm not like... I don't have a big slut era.
This is not... She's not on trial here.
No. I'm not
asking you to expose anything.
No, I get... No, here's where your logic...
They don't know how to handle it.
No. Here's where your logic's wrong. Yeah, do a lot of women not want to do it till they don't put a lot of effort into it? Absolutely. But... Have you ever experienced a gal who really fucking puts her fucking all into it?
Literally, brother. I'll tell you this.
Good evening.
I'll tell you right now.
I'll defend HJs.
I genuinely, I organically had this come up when I was doing an improvised set once, and I tried to turn it into a bit of where jerk off instruction. The reason it's my least favorite is because of the fact of like just all of like how wrong they are about everything. Where they're just doing. First of all, they're using two hands, and it's like. Come on. They're just like, keep on fucking stroking. And
they're trying to fucking...
And they're like...
They're trying to talk you up.
They're 15 minutes long. Where you're just like, keep stroking. What are you talking about? I'm at work already.
That's your imagination. It's not their fault. You just have bad imagination.
I'm like...
Oh, you think when they're telling me use both hands, I go, oh, I don't actually... No, I fucking lean in...
Who does it that slow? Nobody
Pat,
does it that
I'm
slow.
Gooning. I'm not there to be like, oh, that's not factually accurate.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah,
stupid bitch. I actually have a little penis.
Yeah,
dumb asshole,
idiot. Like, oh yeah, I'm rubbing the thumb on it.
I get where you.
My thumb's callous. It'll hurt.
I get where you're coming from. I haven't had an onslaught of amazing HJs, but I've had about 2 or 3 in my life that I go, dude. If women just put a little effort into it, you could really zhuzh up the HJ.
I don't believe it,
brother. I'm telling you.
What do you want to talk about next week?
Hand jobs.
That's what we're doing on No More Heroes.
Actually, I have
we know that your dad's.
I have a really good one.
What?
Because the dude from the Beach Boys just died.
Oh.
And I saw a lot of people online going about like the Beach Boys butt fuck the Beatles.
Oh.
And I'd really like to spend time getting into that.
Oh no, are you gonna make me listen to the Beatles?
You don't have to. I just want to listen to Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
I've never listened to it.
I've heard like the hits. but I would like to. And I know you wanted to go into maybe just each doing one album, like
we could just
picking an album rather than doing verses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to. I'm gonna listen to the Beatles too.
Okay, so yeah, well, I just if so.
No, I'm just saying I'll be more prepared than you. But go on.
Uh-huh.
No.
But
No,
what?
That's
Beatles?
hilarious to say. You're always much more prepared.
66.
Pet Sounds.
I know, but that's that one. But I'm saying
By the Beach Boys.
What is a 66 release from the Beatles? It looks like Rubber Soul came out in 65.
Okay.
By the way, I don't think I've ever listened to a Beatles album ever.
Really?
69. There's.
So do you not like the Beatles?
Magical Mystery Tours, 1967. Sgt. Pepper's. Sorry,
Sgt. Pepper's
got the wrong rank.
Sgt. Pepper's might be a good one.
Revolver looks like 1966.
Oh yeah, Revolver's a classic.
You want to do that one?
Sure.
Revolver and Pet Sounds.
Yeah, why not? And we could do a broad Beatles and Beach Boys.
Yeah, we'll do broad Beatles and Beach Boys because honestly, I think everybody.
Ain't that the life, brother? Broads, Beatles, and Beach Boys.
I tell you what, I've been surfing my whole entire life, and then I took so much LSD that I could never leave my house again.
Yeah, and then and
everybody just got really shocked by his death. He's been like immobile and like non-communicative for like 10 years or something. Isn't he be like a mute? Brian Adams.
Oh, Brian. I don't know fuck
Brian
all
Simpson?
about him.
What's his name?
Yeah. He does Bottom of the Barrel at the Mothership.
Man, I would love to do that show.
Yeah, it seems fun.
But yeah, let's do those. Pet Sounds. Wait, but you said we weren't doing punk rock anymore.
What?
You said you didn't want to do punk rock anymore.
You saying it is punk rock?
I mean,
that's funny.
Of the era, that was the punk bands.
Everyone who says shit like that needs to get shot.
Damn it. Well, this is the last show, guys. Sorry. Yeah. Andy will be back. By the way, great interview with Tapes.
Tapes.
It was really nice.
Dude, I'm 2 for 2 of getting people I interview's names wrong.
Yeah, but honestly, it's when you do
when you do
interesting thing.
When you take the vowels and replace it with a V.
Yeah. Just understand it's going to be wrong.
Yeah.
People are going to get it wrong.
Yeah. That was a fun interview. It was talking about taking pictures for bands and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually incredibly curious about that. Like, I think sometimes because the ecosystem around music is kind of what keeps music moving, because the more you learn about music, the more you realize that, like, the whole, we're just a bunch of friends gonna get in the van, play a show. It's like, it's not as real as you think.
Yeah.
And it's the ecosystem around music that really creates it and affects it outside of the actual song. So I find all that stuff very interesting. So go check out Tapes. Go watch his TV show, Ordinary People.
Yeah, hell yeah. And thanks for watching.
Thank you. I love you. Bye-bye.